Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and yes, you read the heading right. The Vancouver Canucks are rumored to be interested in Rasmus Andersson. Now, this is not new for Vancouver Canucks fans. In fact, in my streams, in my videos, the amount of people that put in that the Canucks should trade for Rasmus Andersson is insane. And so I felt like this is just a rumor. This is something that's not even viable. I'm so tired of people say, well, I read on Twitter from some random, or I read it on Reddit, or you know what I mean? It's like, I want to bring what I would consider more credible resources to the channel than just something that I mean, if I posted, the Canucks are interested in blah, 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 you'd have to ask me, Trev, who's your source? Who's your source? And today, finally, a real NHL insider has declared that the Canucks have been interested and are kicking the tires with the Calgary Flames for Rasmus Andersson. And this is huge news, everyone. This is absolutely huge news. And so you're saying, well, who is the legitimate source? Who's the credible source? Well, it is none other than Frank Saravelli, who has nailed a lot of rumors in his career. And I wouldn't say that it was he's stretching it or it's wrong. I would say, though, it's something that we just need to like kind of perk up, listen. Hey, there's like put our ear to the train track, see if there is some movement and motion happening. So, yeah, I think it's worth talking about now. I've been wanting to make a video on this for a while, but I can't. I can't because I just don't think there's any credibility to him being in this trade conversation. And maybe it's just coming from Vancouver only, but apparently the Calgary Flames have been like, this name of Rasmus Andersson, and you listen to other Flames podcasters, people who follow the team, the name comes up, but that doesn't mean he's moving. Now, last year they unloaded everybody. I mean, we're talking everybody. Chris Tanev's gone, Zadorov, Lindholm. I mean, there's others. Those are the big ones, right? So they got rid of everyone, and they are rebuilding. And here's the crazy thing. The Flames are on fire. No pun intended. No pun intended. And so, by the way, I had my mic down this whole time, so hopefully you heard that well. I mean, Flames are on fire. So is this for real? Is this for real? Is this just a rumor? We're about to find out. And why would the Flames trade him at this stage? I don't know. All I know is if you want Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest, hit the like and subscribe, everyone. And don't forget to follow me on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube. Just follow me at Kempner Canucks. And I'd appreciate the support, the love on that. So the big question, excuse me, I'm trying to answer tonight is, do you think the Canucks need another top 4 D-man? And maybe The question is, can we afford, like, who would we trade? Like that's the bigger question. But post in the comments right now, do you think we need one? Do you think we need one? Now, there's a lot of argument going on about this team and what we need. And I do think it's a little strange, to be honest, how much we're convinced. Now, if you look at the numbers, it's Hughes and Hronek. They play, I don't know, what, 26 minutes a night, 28 minutes a night. And you're saying that's not sustainable, but that's just what they did last year. And then after that, they play the different players and go from there. So, like, let me just bring it up from last game, okay, to answer this question. So against Carolina, let's first bring this up, the box score, and we'll just go from here, okay? I'll just bring this up and show you. So this is interesting because if you go to the Canucks and you just go to defensemen, time. So 25 minutes Hughes played. Hronek only played 21. Myers played 20. Susie played 19. Branson played 15. And Desharnais played 12. That is something important to know. So if we go back and we go to, let's just say, the Pittsburgh game, okay? And you just go to box score, you go to Canucks, and let's just get down here. Again, 26 minutes, 24 minutes, 18, almost 18 and 3/4. Susie played 18, 14, and 14. So, I mean, really, Hughes and Hronek are logging in all the time, and that's why I think it's important to see, like, the big question. Do you think the Canucks need another top four? Now, injury-wise, absolutely, you want to have another guy that can play big minutes, okay? But here's the thing. Rick Tocchet was not happy about last night and has changed up the lines, and we'll talk about we can talk about the forward lines, but we want to really focus on the defensive lines. And it would be nice to bring in another defenseman. But here's the question is, what would Rasmus Andersson cost? Like, think about it. What would we have to give up to get him? I mean, I'm thinking they would need a pick and a prospect and a player, maybe, because the reason why I say that is Rasmus Andersson is in their top two, like they're not top two, their top pairing. Why would the Flames do that? Because at this stage, there's nothing going to happen, okay? But I think the Flames are trying to figure out who they are. Are they legit, or did they just have a good start? Now, here's the thing about the legit piece to that question, and I think it's a very, very important piece to talk about, is maybe the Calgary Flames are absolutely legit. They fluked out some way, and they decided to rebuild, and they just got away from a lot of dead weight. And what happened is this team is gelling, and it's playing well together. And I know that it hasn't finished lately well, but remember the Canucks started really well last year and just stayed good? What if the Calgary Flames are this good? They're legitimate. If that's the case, then they got something really to hold on to. They're not getting rid of Andersson so they're going to have to assess early on. But Allvin is kicking the tires, everyone, about this. And you're saying, okay, Trev, where is this coming from? Tell me what is happening now. Where am I for this? I got to find this for everyone. Okay. I forgot to post this on Twitter. Okay, there we go. Here, I'll bring up the article to you for right now. Okay, so that you'll know that this is not like just crazy talk. Okay, now granted, Granted, everyone, I just want to give a heads up that this is Canucks Daily. So, but NHL Insider reveals Canucks GM Patrick Allvin is making calls to land Flames defenseman Rasmus Andersson. Okay, so this is from today. Cooper Godwin is there. Okay. Frank Saravelli believes the Vancouver Canucks are reportedly trying to get ahead of the curve on the trade market, and their main target is the Calgary Flames defenseman Rasmus Andersson. After a bit of a slow start through their first 3 games this season, the Vancouver Canucks fired off 4 straight wins before seeing the streak snap at the hands of the Carolina Hurricanes in overtime on Monday. You know, blah, blah, blah. There's no question the Canucks are looking for help on the blue line, especially in their top 4, which was mentioned recently. However, it appears Vancouver Canucks may be wanting to get in on the trade market sooner than later, and that's interesting. So, Canucks general manager Patrick Allvin beginning to make calls. This is crazy. So Frank says they're already making calls to understand what the market looks like to improve this team's defense. They want to continue to push. This is the other thing. 2 potential trade targets mentioned by Clark Corson of Canucks Army are Rasmus Andersson of the Calgary Flames and Marcus Pettersson. How many Petterssons do we need on this team? That's what I want to know. Okay. Of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Andersson is under contract, and we'll talk about that later. That's where this is all coming from. Okay, everyone? That's where it's coming from. I think it's worth having a conversation about it. Now, let's quickly look at this. Excuse me. Rasmus Andersson is a right-handed shot defenseman, 28 years old, $4.55 million for the next 2 years. I like that contract. It would mean we'd move out money to do it. We'd have to move out money to do it. So it might be a player. Maybe it's Höglander. Maybe it's Baines. No, Baines isn't enough money. Could be Höglander. Who else could it be? Like, honestly, and a prospect. It can't be Wielander. It can't be Lekermäki. It can't be DPD. Okay? Maybe it is DPD. Maybe they're not happy with what they saw with DPD. That's what it would cost. So, man alive. Okay? And then the other one is Marcus Pettersson, and left-handed shot defense and 28 years old, $4 million only for 1 more year. I don't think that would cost you as much to get. If the Flames are just having a good start, they're going to probably move Andersson to improve this roster. But we're going to dream for a moment, but I want to show you this one thing before I get into the comments. And it's this right here, okay? This right here, everyone. As of today, okay, the Canucks defense for tomorrow night's game is the first and second line is already set, okay? Hughes and Soucy on the left-hand side, Hronek and Myers on the right. The third one that was practicing today was Brandstrom and Juleson, or Forbert and Desharnais. Now, which one of these 2 would you want as your third pairing defense for tomorrow night? And Tocchet said he's making a change. I thought Brandstrom had a good game last night. So I'm leaning, everyone, that it's going to be Brandstrom and Juleson playing that third pairing. Think about it for a moment. Now, this is why I want to bring up this banner to let you know. Let's dream for a moment, okay? Let's dream for a moment. I'm going to take this other banner down. How do I do this? Okay, let's just dream for a moment. Hughes and Hronek set in stone. Maybe not. If you had Andersson, maybe you put Andersson at the top with Hughes and then you put Hronek down with Susie or Brandstrom or Forbert, it gives you more flexibility if you can get another right-handed shot defenseman. Okay, it gives you flexibility. Maybe it's Höglander and Desharnais for Anderson and a pick. I mean, maybe that's what it's going to be and turn out to be. I'm not sure. But if you have Anderson on your second line and Myers on your third, man, it gives you so much more credibility, right? But it just gives you more to play about. And so if we dream for a minute, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Okay, we have 68 comments in the chat right now. I know that you haven't seen my face for a while here because I posted this up, but let's just consider this. Do you think this is a real, legitimate thing? And what would you be willing to give up? Okay, so now this is just a rumor, everyone. I'm not saying it's happening. And by the way, Mark, thank you so much for sharing this article with me. It's because of you that I'm going to make a video on that. Oh, and you're welcome. Okay, cool. So let's dive in. Okay, Rome is his first one in the video. He hadn't heard that rumor about trading for Anderson. I've been hearing this rumor for a while. I think it's more been rumor, and this is the question. Who would he replace? Pretty set on the right side. Desharnais, yes, he would. I think Myers would move off of the top four. I'm convinced that would happen. And then, yeah, that's what we're both on the same page. And one of those two would have to go the other way. I don't think Myers is going anywhere. Gets his 1,000th game. It's like, okay, see ya. But maybe he does. Maybe he does. I like Anderson's offensive potential. He has 50-point season already. 10 points so far in 9 games this season. I'm just saying he started really great. But 50 points is his highest. And it's not that he really stands out. Like his stats don't stand out. Let me just share with you what the stats are, okay? But this is the crazy part. I'll bring it up because it just makes it so much easier. Okay, let's go to Anderson. I don't know if you can read that or not, but so 28 years old, second round pick in the 2015 entry draft, okay? And if we go here to last 5 games, he's averaging 25 minutes a game, basically. And then if you go to the seasons, okay, this is the part here. And I got this is what I don't like about this website. It's like literally all these Google ads. It's so annoying. 79 games, 82, 79. Okay, let's just take these 3 years. Okay, these last 3 years. Let's just stay positive here. So 82 games, 50 points, three seasons ago, 79 games, 49 points. And then last year was abysmal, but it was 78 games and 39 points, minus 11. Terrible. But the team's terrible, so I don't care about minus. He had 20 more penalty minutes than he had in the last 2 seasons. 9 goals. So there is some offensive upside for sure. 23 minutes, 24, 22, and he's doing 24 right now. But look at this. Okay, this is where I was a little bit surprised. So how many shots does he take? Shots on goal, 150, 150, 100, 160 the last 2 years. That's a lot. That's a lot. Blocks, he's okay until last year, 186. Hits, not good. Not good at all. Giveaways, fine. Or say takeaways, fine, but his giveaways, I wouldn't say it's high, but it's not great. So it's not that I'm like in love with this player, because if you look at him, what's his size? 6'1", 202. It's not like he's a monster of a man, but I think he's skilled. He's got offensive upside. Okay. Del P for Anderson. Are you kidding me? Could you imagine? Oh my goodness. They were speculating Rasmus Andersson for Dakota Joshua or Connor Garland. Anderson is up for trade, confirmed. his performance is meriting trade value. Allvin has been open to Joshua. Interesting. Yep, I got Frank too. It was talked about on 32 Thoughts with Friedman. Okay. If they get Anderson, they better sign him to long-term first, no rentals. I agree, Dell. I like that. And you're right. The cap hit is great. Brian, Flames are on fire. No pun intended. I know, right? You like that one that I said that? I think they would wait until the trade deadline to see if they're in a playoff position. I agree. That's why he's calling now. He's like, what is the cost now? Okay. And everyone believes that we do need another top four defenseman. He's Swedish too, so he fits right in. We would prefer more Canadian content on his team, but the management does not care about that. Garland for Anderson, similar contract. I mean, that's a possibility. Everyone, as much as we don't like that idea, what if it's the best for the team? I do not want to trade him there. Would you trade Pettersson for Crosby? No, I would not, even though I would love it. Short term, I would do it in a heartbeat. He's got 3 years left and he's done. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't do that deal. But we're talking about defenseman here, so that's another conversation for another day. Dell, he is arguably our most consistent forwards so far. I know Japan for you're right. We can't give up Hoagie, but we're not giving up Miller. Come on, guys. Check the stats. Like what stat from this season? Are you kidding me? Check the careers. We're not trading Miller. Steven says, I think Rasmus Andersson will cost more than Lindholm. Very possible. Very possible. Yeah, coach wasn't happy with Höglander and wasn't happy with Desharnais. So we do wonder if he's is the trade target there. First and Wielander. Yeah, I just think I would rather Wielander, guys. Unless he's just not progressing the way we're hoping. Again, first rounder and a player, that could be it. It could be it. I mean, yeah, I think so. Miller is currently the legally in NHL list at 51, Besser's 50. Okay. Yeah, we've had a slow start. So where do they end up is the question, right? Rome, you're right. Right-handed shot D are worth a lot. Would they do first Wielander and Leckermacki? I don't think Vancouver should do that. That's way too much, in my opinion. I do not like trading first round picks. I do not like trading those top draft picks. So we'll see. Flames have a good start, just like Utah. Only 10 games in. Anything can happen the next 72. You're right. I'm feeling this way too, Rome, that they're untouchable. Flames are playing well enough to be in a no man's land regarding the draft. They need to tank to get a top player in the draft. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, there's a lot of bad teams this year, so it's going to be hard. Okay. Steven says, one thing to note about Anderson is that the contract expires 2026. Canucks would have to fit him under the cap. Yeah, that's where you have to have a player in there. Rome, wow. Then Hoagie is the only option unless we get rid of Besser. And I would rather get rid of Garland than Besser, personally, but I don't want to get rid of Garland anyways. So first round plus Lecker and get rid. No, I mean, it's okay to just throw some things out. She's just spitballing, dude. Is that too much? I think it's too much. I think it's way too much. No other options for sure. Garland or Joshua. What do you guys think about moving Joshua? And would the Flames want him with his injury, his health issues? I mean, I think the most we would give up would be Will on the first. And Brian, let's just be a little bit kinder, hey? Everyone's saying get more than Lindholm trade. Then who, Brian? Exactly. That's good. We'll have all of the PDs until we get the best one. Just get them all. Get all Pedersons there. Welcome, Andrew. Okay, hear me out. He says, Hoglander, Lekermacki, Shelovs, or Makar. No jokes, really. I see it being okay. Yeah, that's not happening. No jokes, really. I see it being Hoglander. It's probably Wielander they want, and it might be, and it might be worth it to do that. We need more Pedersons. Get that guy from Pittsburgh. Can't wait for Shorthouse to call a game with 3 Pedersons on ice. That'd be awful. But it's like Pedersen to Pedersen to Pedersen. He scores. Hogs makes a lot less than Andy. Salary cap issues. Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's what that'd be hilarious. Japan 4 is very confident that they ain't trading Hoagie for Anderson. It would be Hoagie plus, right? Is that what you mean by that? Let's go, Joseph. Nobody's getting. We couldn't even afford it because he makes too little. So, Hughes to Hughes to Hughes and Suter to Suter. That'd be hilarious. It's like Pedersen, Suter, and Hughes. That'd be awesome. Okay, excuse me. Forbert might need some practice conditioning before he turns to the lineup. Yeah, I think so. I think that's why I'm thinking it's going to be Brandstrom and Juleson tomorrow night. Sit Myers and Susie for a game. Wow. Maybe Susie, but not Myers at this stage. But okay, wait a minute. Brian, let's go back to this for a second, okay? So if we do this, let me just bring it up. Let me dream with you for a moment, okay? Let me dream with you. So now the first line is Hughes Hronek. The second line is no longer Susie Myers. It's either Brandstrom, Juleson, and Forbert and Desharnais. That's your second and third lines. Are you okay with that? That's why the Canucks are talking about making a trade here. I'm not okay with it. I mean, Brandstrom, Juleson, and Forbert and Desharnais, that'd be a little scary, don't you think? I think so. Okay. Jack says, if we're getting Anderson, a defender has to be traded. So my guess is Desharnais, which is fine. But I don't think they want that. But you're right. Personally, defender does not have to be traded. In my opinion, we need a left-handed defenseman more than a right-handed defenseman. That's a great point. So maybe Marcus Pedersen is the guy. Big Hog and VD for Anderson. I just don't think they do that. Why would they do that? But they might. If they would do that, I would do that trade in a heartbeat, everyone. I literally would do it. And you know how much I love Niels Hoglander. I do not want to trade him. The most I'd do is Wielander 2025 first and a Desharnais. That is a lot. I would not want that. But maybe that's what he costs. I would trade Joshua in a late first or a second round pick for Anderson. Okay, that's fair. Myers has a no move clause. Okay, so that means he's not trading. Yes, a D-man does have to be traded if Anderson is coming back. Leave Joshua alone. Monty's favorite player on Vancouver because we need him. And Myers isn't going anywhere. The answer to that question, will Joshua perform when he gets back? The answer is yes. What team wants Desharnais at $2 million? I think signing him for that was a mistake. He's worth $1 million max, which you might not be wrong about that. Calgary is still playing well. Rasmus had another year after this year with what's Calgary's rush? There is no rush. Saravelli is not an unreliable reporter. I think he got a lot right going into trade deadline. He got a lot right. So I trust he's got a beat on what's going on. That's why I think he would be traded. Okay, Andrew says I'd say he will, based on return last year after a broken. Oh, you're talking about Dakota. Yeah, Jack, that's possible. Pogs for Anderson. I mean, it's got to be more than that. Calgary is still in the rebuild stage. Their rush is to get as much value now so they can get better. If they trade now, they'll get more probably. But maybe not. Maybe they'll get more at the trade deadline. Soul Search, Guru, good to see you. I'm doing well. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Yeah, I think Höglander makes the most sense as well. Calgary is only doing well because they saw the Flames hater stream and found some focus. Give them a month and they'll start dreaming of the golf course again. Come on, that's what I like to see, Monty. Keep the hate going. If we trade for Anderson at the trade deadline, his cap hit would be $1 million this season. Next season, his cap hit would be 4.55. I don't think the Canucks are really worried about the cap hit. They're worried about building chemistry with the guy now. Adam Lee says Höglander. Ironically, Dell says Calgary used the Canucks second-round pick to choose Anderson. Oh, that hurts. Jonathan Huberdeau came to Calgary for the money and easy out so he can golf a lot sooner in April. Oh, my goodness. I don't care what nationality is on the team. I just want to win. I agree. No point in trading for a forward for Anderson. Then we got to replace that. That's the one that's easy to replace. The forward one is the easiest one to replace. If you keep Joshua, you've got Baines, you've got other players, Lecker, Mackey, that need to get in this team, in this lineup. I think that's the easiest one. I don't think anyone wants Desharnais. It might be a throw-in just for like salary cap purposes. Let's see. But why would Calgary want a forward to replace defender? They would want a forward and a defender probably, or a prospect. Forward and a prospect. Let me just see. Adam Lee says Nucks lost the game based on D-men giveaways, a lack of up-ice vision. That's why we're having this conversation today. It's because the defensive play hasn't been good enough this year. Jay, I wouldn't trade for Anderson. It's bad juju. He was our second-round pick. You might not be right on that one. Lefty all around is in the building. Good to see you, man. Tyler Myers is cemented to the Vancouver Canucks for the next 2 years. Absolutely. JT Miller equals no trade. Our captain, no trade. Höglander, no trade. Okay. All right. Who said that? Sit Myers and Susie. What the heck? Must be joking. No, you know what? There is a lot of complaints about Susie's play lately. I can see him getting sat. I don't think they're going to sit Myers. Anderson's going to cost a first and Höglander at minimum. You're probably right. This is the one I'm very interested in. I would be very interested in this and making a deal there. That's the one I want. I think it would be a lot cheaper too. Do I have any Canucks merch with Grogu on it? No, I don't, because at the end of the day, you can't use the likeness, I believe, from Disney. You get in trouble for that. Why would Calgary want Desharnais? They probably don't. Oh, look at that. There we go. There's a good comment right there. An apology. Other than Marcus Peterson, I think Ian Provo might be a good target on the left side. I know, but like Branson's playing really well. Trade conversation rumors are great to get stalemated talks moving again elsewhere. I call a different team for a D-man trade. That's possible. Nikki, good to see you. Put Sprong on power play and Miller Besser on line. Okay. I think from the reports I heard today, the power play unit is still the same from last night. Trade Louis Eriksson for a Big Mac meal. Okay, done. I think Vinny would be a roster placeholder. Flames don't want our forwards more than us. They want prospects. Personally says Saravelli was the leading insider for free agency, trades, trade deadline, and also for talks on Western Canadian teams. Does a stellar job and has connections with others, especially Farhan Lalji. Okay. Yeah, they struggled. They struggled, Adam Lee. You're not wrong. Rich, sounds to me Hogs is getting Kuzmenko treatment, and if he doesn't wake up, this rumor could happen. It could happen. Trade Joshua and Hogs. Yeah, I'm saying you don't think we need him? Okay. Yeah, good point. Good point. I just think he's a better player than Desharnais. I think Andersson will be too expensive anyways. I wouldn't trade any of our forwards for him. it just doesn't make sense. The question is, how much do you believe in Wielander? He's the guy he's the guy the Flames want. Here's the thing, Jack. Let me tell you why. Because Allvin's already kicking the tires. And when he starts kicking the tires, he usually ends up making some kind of deal. It looks like, I agree with you. It would be expensive. But when they want a guy, they go get him. So, yeah. And Adam Lee, we did talk about the Pens. Marcus Pettersson would be the other guy that's linked to this trade rumor. So, anyways, everyone, I appreciate you being here. That's the video for tonight. I do think it's worth having a conversation now. I do think it's getting some more traction. Canucks fans have been calling for this for a while. So, good to know. Good to think about. Thank you so much for being in the stream, everyone. If you're watching this later, please leave a comment. I'd appreciate that. And, of course, always, everyone, if you haven't hit the like button for this video yet, please take a moment to do that. I love making this kind of Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest. And I'll be streaming tomorrow night after the game. Canucks versus Devils. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a great, great night. And let's just confirm what the time is. I've got it here. Right here. Wednesday. It's the 7:30 start. So I'll be streaming around 10 tomorrow night. So, yeah, hope you're doing well. And we'll see this happen. So have a great night and go Canucks, go. Let's hit the outro video. What?